What's up, everybody? We are back. Well, I should say I'm back. Y'all about to show up. And I am going to keep it going with the ABCs of communication, connection, and speaking. And yesterday we did A. Well, I don't know why I yelled that. Yesterday we did A. And then, so today is B. What's up, everybody? Rosemary Bree. What up, Skylar? Shy City in the house. Andre. Bevan. What's up? I see you on TV. Well, I see your clips from when you were on TV. I don't think I was actually watching it on TV, but big ups to you. So today we're talking about the ABCs of communication. And just for you all who are joining in, Linda, what's up? You know, I have been missing, straight up MIA on Instagram and all of the internet streets. Now, missing in the space that I have not been doing lives, I have not been posting, I have not been putting things in my stories, but I have not been missing in y'all's DMs, okay? I love to stay nosy. I love to get up in y'all business. So please do share your life because I love to see it. So I've been busy in the DMs, but I have recently returned back to doing some lives and kind of posting in my stories just a little bit, but mostly doing these lives. And it's been, I guess I got to go back and really see how long it's been, but at least 18 months, maybe 2 years that I've been like just in real life, IRL. So I was kind of nervous. I was kind of like, how do I even make a return? I don't even know what I'm supposed to talk about, which is crazy because I talk all the time. And I be talking with my friends. I be social. I be doing things, right? What up, Extraordinary Chris? So I thought to myself, how might I perhaps share some of the many things that I've learned just kind of with my work, with my business, with my company, executing, serving clients, showing up, trial and error, you know, just all of these things. How might I be able to show up back on social media, back on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, but what's this called? Instagram. Hey, Natalie. And be able to kind of share and get some conversation going. So yesterday I introduced the ABCs of communication, connection, and speaking. And every single day, it's 26 letters in the alphabet. Today is letter B. Yesterday was letter A. And so we talked about authenticity and the things that stop us from being authentic, right? And I had some clear call to actions. You know, I had some stuff. Granny Diva in the house, okay? Granny Diva, who just joined in, I'm waving. I think I'm waving. Then answer the call because I asked people, well, what should I talk about for letter B? That has something to do with communication, something to do with connection, something to do with speaking. And she said bossiness. Being bossy. Okay, so yes, I'm gonna go with that one because it's a thing. Okay, it is definitely a thing. What does bossy look like, sound like in the space of communicating? Am I being too bossy? For black women especially, it's like, hey, I don't want to be seen as the angry black woman, so I can't be aggressive. Women get that in general. Like, I can't be assertive because it's seen as being aggressive. I can't be like, it's just all these little nuances about being bossy. And I'm going to tell you the truth. I am aggressive. I am bossy. And I know that sometimes the word aggressive, when I say that I'm aggressive, people then correct me and then they say, no, you're assertive. No, I'm aggressive. I am. But I'm aggressive in the space that I'm extremely forward. I'm aggressive in the space that I kind of go straight to it. I'm aggressive because I don't hesitate. And you know, I got my computer right here, and I'm just going to really quickly look up what aggressive, the actual definition of aggressive is, you know, because I really want to kind of tie that into a space of being bossy, ready or likely to attack or confront. I be confronting. I don't hesitate. Now, I do take time. I am thoughtful. If I am in a space where I have to check my spirit first, you know? But I also don't miss an opportunity. How about that? Pursuing one's aims and interests forcefully, sometimes unduly. I come with a little force. Okay? I come with a little force. So I am aggressive. And let's see what bossy is. Look, I told you I'm just kind of coming up with this as I go along. Bossy, fond of giving people orders, domineering. What up? I am Roberts. Thank you. So I am definitely bossy. I'm fond of giving people orders. And that totally ties in to the B of the alphabet, the ABCs of communication, connection, and speaking. In the space of communicating and in the space of kind of speaking, I often do tell people, get bossy, meaning be fond of giving people orders. And when I say giving people orders, this is being bossy accomplishes two things. One, it is a way to establish your leadership, that you're a leader in the room, right? And it's these little things that I say get bossy about. It's not just telling people what to do. I tell people what to do all the time, but it's with love. It's with love, y'all. But being bossy can help you accomplish two things. One, establishing your leadership, establishing your authority in a space. And two, being bossy is also a way of engagement. So when you think about how are you connecting with people, how are you engaging with people, being bossy, being fond of giving people orders is a way for you to establish your leadership, to kind of self-identify as a leader in a room. And it can also allow you to engage and connect with people. You got it? So I'm moving through this. And so for those of you who feel like being bossy is not your thing, for those of you that aren't fond of giving people orders, then this is definitely for you. This means that you can lean into this. Now, for those of you who are kind of like me, you probably are already doing this. You are probably already giving people orders. So for those of you who are fond of giving people orders, I want you to take this message and become more aware of how you're giving people orders, of how you're exercising your bossiness. And I want you to just grow your space of awareness. And I want you to think about when you are giving people orders, when you are kind of bossing people around, I want you to think about, does it undermine your authority? Does it undermine your leadership? Does it make you a leader that people want to work with? Does it allow you to create a better rapport, more connection, better engagement with the people around you? And if you know that there is a strain because you be giving people orders, then there's an opportunity for you to sit back in it, right? There's an opportunity for you to be more aware of how people react when you do start giving orders. Doesn't mean you don't have to. It just means that you have an opportunity to sit back in it, have an opportunity to say, I might not have to give as many orders, or there might be a new approach for me in how I give people orders, right? And this is just the space of bossiness. But for those of you who ain't got a bossy bone in your body, I need you to lean in to this. But here's where I consider the bossiness and the way that you communicate and the way that you connect with people, especially, if you're speaking in front of people, there is a happy medium of balancing your bossy so that you establish yourself as a leader in the room, but then you also are able to connect and engage with people. Here are some examples. To establish your leadership in a room: telling people what to do, giving people a marching order, but it's not just in the way of making them work. You might be on a Zoom meeting and you tell people on the call before you start speaking, you know what, before we get started, I want everybody to put in the chat one word to describe how you're feeling right now. Be honest, be transparent. What did you do? You gave them an order. What did you do? You told them what to do. And what are you being? Kind of bossy, right? But you're doing it and you're providing an order that also benefits them. They get to stop, they get to reflect, they get to share. That's an example of being bossy. Another way of being bossy. Again, I'm going to use this Zoom call. Before you start speaking, everybody, I want everybody in here to take a moment, take a deep breath, let go of the previous meeting. It's 2:00. We've had a whole day ahead of us, and I want you to take a moment. I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to breathe in all of the frustration, and then I want you to breathe it out, because this meeting is going to be a good one. You just told everybody what to do. You just gave people some orders, but it was a way for you to make them feel good. All right, everybody, we're getting ready to close this meeting out. But before we do, I want you to stop and think about what was most valuable for you today in this meeting. You just told them another thing. You done told them what to do 3 times in this meeting. Look, beauty versus bossy in the house, right? We're talking about being bossy. But you've told them to do something. You've given them an order 3 times in this meeting. When you're at a speaking engagement, or perhaps you're speaking in person, there's a lot of things that you can give orders for that add value for the collective. All right, I want everybody to silence your phones. I want everyone to give me your attention. And before we get started, I want everybody to turn to their neighbor and say, this is going to be a good meeting. This is going to be a good meeting. In the very beginning, you are telling them what to do. In the very beginning, you are providing orders, right? But you are now establishing yourself as the leader in the space. Don't matter if it's a title. Don't matter if it's a position. You're telling people what to do. And when you command people to do something, energetically, subconsciously, people are seeing you as the authority, at least in that moment. People are seeing you as a leader, at least in that moment. Y'all get what I'm saying? Are y'all following me on this giving orders, being bossy, how that works and establishing yourself? Like, you're using the bossiness in order to establish yourself as a leader, but you're also doing it in a space that adds value to the people who are listening to you. So, for example, everybody who's in the chat, if you with me, I want you to say bossy in the chat, or amen in the chat, or something. Yes, okay, come on. I am Robert. Okay, he gave me some love. If you are with me here, I need you to say something in the chat. Rosemary, yes, you love it. Okay. Look, Granny, loud and clear. Me to the T. Okay. So I just did it. Right? You're doing your Instagram lives. You're on TikTok or whatever. You know, like, you can tell people what to do. You can think about being bossy and detach it from, I'm being aggressive, detach it from, I'm the angry black woman, or I'm just, whatever, but really think about, I'm gonna walk into this meeting and I'm gonna be a little bossy. And even if you're not running the meeting, even if you're not leading, whatever the conversation, you can always redirect and direct people in the moment. I want to ask everybody a question. Tell me right now, the best book or the best podcast. Tell me which is the best podcast y'all have been watching or listening. I guess you watch podcasts now too, or watching or listening to, right? Bossiness shows up, but when you ask and you tell, I need you in this moment to do this, that, and the other, that's a space that you can lean into to establish your leadership and your authority. Now, the other thing that it does, and you actually can see how it happened right here, is it increases engagement. I've been running off at the mouth for the last couple minutes, but I stopped. I gave a command. I told y'all to show me some love in the comments, and then y'all show me some love in the comments. Now we having a conversation. I just increased engagement. I just took the focus off of me and I put the focus on y'all. That is how you increase connection. Tell people what to do. Join me. Call me. Text me. Remind me. Right? Or you can say, this week, friend, talking to your friends, this week, I need you to take a moment for yourself. I need you to ... Can you please do this for me? Or can you please do this for yourself? Anyways, I think that you guys are getting the point as to what being bossy can do in the space of communication. Think about how you show up on a day-to-day basis, and think about a command that you can offer, a command that you can make that adds value to the collective. And when it's a command that adds value to the collective, it benefits them. And so now it takes a little bit of the bossy out of it. Like, girl, I'm so glad you told me. I'm so glad you suggested. I'm so glad I needed that moment. I needed that, right? Establishes you as a leader, but then it also gives you an opportunity to connect, to engage. Now it says, love these tips on starting meetings in a manner to establish yourself and also build a community. Okay? Amen. This, that, and the other. So I think I've said everything I got to say. Think of a command that adds to the collective, right? Just came up with that today. So when you think about Bossy and you're giving people orders, think about the commands and the orders that can add value to the collective. That's a way that you can balance your Bossy. That's the way that, you can kind of eliminate some of the arrogance or some of the just, oh, she's a bitch type vibe. I think that's typically what comes across when people get bossy. Like, oh my gosh, she's such a bitch. Right? But when you're adding value to the collective, being bossy works in your favor. I want everybody right now to stop, take a break, and go outside. Well, for those who are in Houston, Texas, please do not advise people to go outside. It is hot as hell. John Maxwell has some great podcasts on leadership. Yes, thank you, I Am Robert. That was just an example I was given, and he actually gave me a podcast. I appreciate that. But you see how the level of engagement is happening here? You start telling people what to do, and this adds value to the collective. Now we all got a podcast that we can listen to. And John C. Maxwell is thebomb.com, by the way. Said I never really got an opportunity to meet him outside of just listening and reading all his stuff. But that is it. That is the ABCs. We are on the B today of communication, connection, and speaking. And so I am open to suggestions for what C should be. What should I talk about for C in the space of communication, connection, and speaking? If you have anything that you want me to talk about and add perspective and add some tips or, whatever it might be, then slide in my DMs and tell me what the letter C should be. Because I'm going to go live tomorrow and I'm going to talk about it. C equals, I think Robert's about to give me a suggestion right now. There was something else I was supposed to say. I don't remember. But yeah, so that's the ABCs of communication. I'm super excited that you all are joining me. Spread the word, tell some people. Today was all about how do you balance your bossy to establish yourself as a leader and then also increase your engagement and your connection with people. And you got to give some orders, but the orders that you give should add value for the collective. And when it adds value to the collective, then you don't have to worry about just coming across as being aggressive or a bitch or whatever, this, that, and the other. So that was the quick summary for those of you who kind of just joined in. But we are going to continue this all throughout the rest of these letters in the alphabet. Consistency. OMG. That's a good one. Ooh, that's a good one. I think that's what we're going to go with tomorrow. But let me tell you this right now. The reason why I decided to do the ABCs of communication, connection, and speaking is so that I can consistently show up on these lives. If I have to show up for each letter in the alphabet and each day is a letter of the alphabet, it's helping me become more consistent. Because that's one thing I ain't never really been on Instagram, social media. I ain't never really been consistent. And I know that where I'm going and where I desire to go, I need to be more consistent. I do. I need to be more consistent. So thank you for that. So that spoke a word to me. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Consistency. What is the value of consistency in the space of communication, connection, and speaking? What is the value of consistency? So I'm going to simmer on that. I'm going to see what resonates, what shows up tomorrow. I'm not thinking about these too deeply, y'all. I ain't planning out no outlines. I'm not doing any of that. But Robert, since you planted the seed of consistency, I'm going to simmer on it for the next 24 hours or so. And then I am going to kind of see what pops up, see what resonates right when I go live. But I will talk about consistency tomorrow. So thank you. Thank you all for joining me on this live. We're going to be doing C, the ABCs of communication. Go tell your friends, run, tell that. And I will see y'all mañana. Peace out.